Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you and welcome once again to the free Shiksha TOEFL assessment classes. So very soon we are going to begin with today's class, but just a small reminder for all of you that if you have not registered so far guys with us, then definitely please do register with the help of the link which is given in the description below. And also, I welcome all of you again. Please bring up your doubts in the end. And if you are a regular attendee, then you must be knowing about it that I usually give my students and my class sometime in the end of the PPT or the session to ask me their doubts and queries regarding their TOEFL exam. So if you have any, you can put it up in the end of the session on the comment section. I would also like to see your names and places if you are, from where are you watching us? I would love to know that. So please comment it down. I would love to see that. As well as please also subscribe to our YouTube channel, guys. So YouTube channel's name is Shiksha Study Abroad, the same name which is written here in front of you, in front of the slide, in the first slide itself. So we are having these bi-weekly TOEFL assessment classes every Monday and Tuesday, as you can see it on your screen, 5 to 6 p.m. And in these classes, we discuss two ways, I give you the sample questions and I also provide you with the responses so that you understand how do you actually have to write your answer in case of writing module, which we are going on right now with. And definitely we will be looking into the speaking section as well in the last week of September. So far we have completed the assessment questions and answers for 3 modules. That is reading, listening, and today we'll be finishing up with writing, and then we'll be coming up with the speaking module in the last week. So yes, without any further delay, this was just the information about, the subscription and the registration, which is free of cost. You do not have to pay anything. And as you can see it on your screen right now, in the middle section here, yellow part of the PPT, free end-to-end counseling by study abroad experts. So yes, this is not a joke. You do not have to pay anything for your counseling session as well. With the help of that below registration link mentioned in the description, you can also get in touch with our expert counselors who will help you out with the details of the examination in case you want any information about TOEFL exam in detail. Okay. So with this further note, we shall start with the class now. So what I'm going to cover in today's class is writing on an academic discussion, task samples. So basically what I'm going to provide you with is I'm going to show you, first of all, let me tell you that there had been, certain small changes in the whole of the TOEFL exam in terms of timing, in terms of, pattern and the questions. But the major change was there in the writing section. And this was the change which I was talking about yesterday as well. So in case you do not know what is writing on an academic discussion, which is a new task which has been introduced in the TOEFL exam. So earlier you used to get one integrated task and one independent task. So integrated task, we yesterday discussed the sample questions about integrated task. So in case you have missed out those videos from the past where we also, sorry, discovered and we learned about the detail of the TOEFL exam writing, sorry, pattern, syllabus, and the tasks in detail. So in case you have missed out those videos, you want the details of the class, or you want to know what is integrated task in detail and what is writing on an academic task in detail, then definitely you should look out for those videos. Those videos are from the month of August. So in case you land up on our page where we have the TOEFL calendar ready for you, there also you can see that we have mentioned the name of the topic which had been taught that particular day and what was the date and day. So accordingly you can join the link. Okay. It's very easy to register. It's free of cost, and definitely the topic which we are taking up today, writing on an academic discussion. This is a new topic. This is something new which has been introduced in the TOEFL exam. So I would like all of you to concentrate very much during the class so that you understand really what are the task questions and what are these sample questions like, how do we actually respond to them. Why am I saying that? Because there is very less material online as well, and this class will be very fruitful for those students especially who are really willing to give their TOEFL exam very soon, or they want to sit for the exam very soon. So yes, this class is for them. And let's start with the sample questions now. So earlier we used to get one integrated and one independent, and now the change is integrated remains the same. So you will get an integrated task where you have to read the passage and then you have to listen to an audio and then you give your response along with your opinion. But in place of independent task, there is a new task, which is this one, academic writing. Okay. So this has been introduced lately, and this is a major change which has taken place in TOEFL exam. Now let me start with the question styles. So let me read out the information for you in detail first. Note that sometimes questions require you to state a preference between two similar things. For example, you might be asked if you think it is better for university attendance to be optional, or if it should be mandatory. All right, so you might be given an option. Other times you will be asked a yes or no question. For example, you might be asked whether or not social media influencers have a major impact on society. So this is just a sample example which has been set in front of you. Now, lastly, finally, you might be asked something totally open-ended. For example, you might be asked to state what is the biggest impact the internet has had on society. So these are just few, sample examples which you might want to refer back when you are rewatching the video, or when you want to, actually practice by yourself. So let me show you two sample questions which I have prepared for you. So I am going to show you the question, and then after that I am going to show you the answer. So if you want to revisit the video, you want to rewatch it and learn about it in detail, you are welcome to do that. So after the video is ended live, after it ends live, you can watch these all videos which we are uploading on the YouTube channel, on our Shiksha Study Abroad YouTube channel. You can just subscribe to the channel and watch it. All right, let me take you further with the questions now. So sample question number one is, I have, prepared a question related to the category first. That is this one. Sometimes the questions require you to state a preference between two similar things. That means yes or no. So I have prepared a question on that. Let me read out the question for you. Your professor is teaching a class on marketing. Okay. Now write a post responding to the professor's question. In your response, you should express and support your personal opinion. And secondly, make a contribution to the discussion in your own words. All right. An effective response will contain at least 100 words. So from here you realize and you recognize that yes, 100 words is the minimum word count which has been given to you, and you cannot go below that, because otherwise the scores will be hindered. Now let me read out what the professor is saying. So hello class, next week we will be discussing the impact of social media influencers on consumer behavior. With the rise of social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube, we have seen the emergence of a new type of celebrity, the social media influencer. These influencers have large followings and can sway consumer behavior by endorsing products or services. Here is a question for the discussion board. So what is the actual question? Do social media influencers have a major impact on consumers? Why or why not? Now, let's see what is Jack and Emily talking about. This was something which the professor said, okay, and then there is a question, and then there are two people having a conversation. So let's listen to their conversation. So guys, in the same manner, everyone please be careful about this, that this is just a sample question, but this is very much similar to what you will get in your exam. So for example, there will be one person, for example here, professor, talking about a lecture or giving a lecture or talking about certain topic. And then there will be two more people talking about the same thing and having a conversation between them. So let's read about that conversation. In the same manner, it will be given to you in the exam as well, two people talking to each other. So let's see what is Jack and Emily talking about. Jack says, I think social media influencers have a significant impact. When young people start admiring these influencers and trust their recommendations, they are more likely to buy products or services that they endorse. However, I also think there are some concerns about the authenticity of these endorsements, as some influencers may promote products that they don't actually use or believe in. So this is what is point of view of Jack. Now let's see what does Emily have to say. So Emily says, I am not convinced that social media influencers have a significant impact on consumer behavior. While they may have large followings, most people are smart enough to make their own purchasing decisions based on their needs and preferences. Plus, there are so many influencers out there promoting different products that it can be hard to know who to trust. So this is what Emily believes. Now we have both the beliefs of Jack and Emily, and we have the summary of what is being talked about by the professor, and we know everything. So what do we have to do now? Express and support your personal opinion, okay, and then make a contribution to the discussion. That means whatever discussion was going on between Jack and Emily, you have to point out their pointers as well, whatever you feel is important. Take out the information from there, make your own notes, and then contribution to the discussion in your own words. So you'll have to use some of the synonyms, you'll have to be quite good in your vocabulary if you really want a good score in writing. So let's see how can we actually answer this. So guys, for this particular sample question, I have prepared two sample answers. So you should read both of them and you can accept any one of them, whichever you feel is lighter and smoother for you and is easy for you. So let me show you sample answer number 1. How has candidate actually answered? So let's see. Here's a possible response to the above question. It directly addresses the responses given by the other students, and as you can see, it elaborates on and challenges the arguments they made. So some test takers find this approach easiest. Now just choose for yourself, guys, which one is easiest for you. The first answer is this, which I'm reading now. This is a challenging topic, but I think that social media influencers aren't as significant as some people suggest. I strongly agree with Emily's idea that people are too smart to be influenced by them. I'd add that 20 years ago, a charismatic person might have convinced us to buy something we really didn't need, but I think that doesn't happen so much nowadays. That's because we can thoroughly research whatever we are interested in using blogs, consumer magazines, and social media. We can use these sources of information to find products that exactly suit our needs. So we aren't swayed by the exaggerated claims of social media influencers. While Jack raised the relevant point that young people are especially vulnerable, he didn't mention that parents these days take the time to educate their kids and monitor their internet use. As a result, young people aren't likely to make rash decisions about what to buy. Now, this is what the candidate has given as a response. Response number 1, in fact. Now, I am going to show you response number 2 as well, but just a small tip here. Guys, just realize and notice what is the kind of vocabulary which has been used for this particular TOEFL writing answer. You have to present it in the same manner. I'm not saying that you have to copy paste the same words. You can use your own words, your own beautiful vocabulary, but always remember that you have to use at least some uncommon words, some synonyms, so that you actually come to that level of a good score in TOEFL writing. Okay? And also do not forget to take the information from each of the conversation, whatever the professor conveyed, whatever was the conversation going on between Jack and Emily. So here also you can notice that the candidate has taken the information from both of the conversations and then he has provided his own view as well. So this is what you have to do. You have to club the answer in such a manner. Now let me show you this response number 2 as well, which is sample answer 2 for the same question. And then we will discuss few more things about this question. So sample number 2 is, While I appreciate the points made by Jack and Emily, I think that social media stars aren't particularly influential nowadays. Nowadays, consumer behavior is affected by many different things, not just what we see on the internet. 20 years ago, a charismatic person might have convinced us to buy something we really didn't need, but I don't think that happens so often today. Remember that the choices people make are also impacted by their peers, by their family members, and even by traditional advertising. So, the internet isn't a dominant force in their lives. Some people may feel that influencers are more powerful than ever, but I think their impact is actually declining. So, this is also a very good answer in my own personal view, because again, the candidate has taken both Jack and Emily's point of view, and he has provided and clubbed and blended his own opinion as well. So this is what you have to do. And now we'll read both of my answers includes a few key features. What were those few key features that you will have to understand, because you will also portray the answer in the same manner. First was a very clear thesis statement at the beginning, which makes my opinion totally clear. So thesis statement, basically guys, this term is also used in IELTS as well, many times when we are learning about the format and structure of the writing exam. So same is the case here in the TOEFL exam. Thesis statement means basically your view or your opinion, your belief, and that has been portrayed in the very first line. For example, here if we read the sample answer 2 again from the beginning. While I appreciate the points mentioned by Jack and Emily, I think that social media stars aren't particularly influential nowadays. So this was the line, written by the candidate, and you can see how beautifully he or she has portrayed and given the answer by stating the thesis statement in the very first sentence. So this is how you actually have to, give your opinion. Secondly, coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. So if you want more information on coordinating and subordinating, then please Google it either, or you can watch my video. Previously, I think yesterday only I talked about the coordinating and subordinating conjunctions. Also, they will be coming up in your sample papers as well, when you can, when you will be able to download the TOEFL sample papers from our site, from our landing page. Definitely, we will provide some information there as well. But now, for now, if you want to know about it in detail, then please do Google it if you do not know about it, because this has been taught in your school and colleges before. Now, some challenging vocabulary choices like dominant and mass media. Well, dominant and mass media doesn't seem like a very big fat word which you'll have to learn specifically, because these are quite random and common words which we use in our daily life. So, in the similar manner, you will have to use some good words in your answer so that the examiner knows that you are up to date in your vocabulary section. Okay. Now, with this, we finish up the first sample question with 2 responses. Now, I am going to show you the another sample question. So, this sample question is basically related to the category open-ended, which we just read in the first slide of this video. So, now the open-ended question might look like this. Your professor is teaching a class on business. Just an example. Write a post responding to the professor's question. In your response, you should express and support your personal opinion, again the same way, and make a contribution to the discussion in your own words. So guys, this question I'm leaving to you. I do not want to read it for you and do not want to explain it, because I am keeping one question for your self-evaluation. So please do rewatch the video and come back here again and read what the professor is saying and what is the conversation going on between Sarah and John. Then you'll understand what is the context, what is the theme of what is being talked about, the topic, and then we will come to this response. So here also I have provided you with 2 responses. So I am quickly going to read sample answer 1 and then sample answer 2 for all of you. So sample answer 1 is, this is a challenging topic, but I think donating to charity is the best way for companies to make the world better. This is how the statement has been started in the answer. Again, you can see the thesis statement has been put in the first sentence itself. I strongly agree. Again, he's emphasizing on his thesis statement and continuing with it. So I strongly agree with John's idea that charitable donations are a way to quickly address the serious problems that we are facing. I'd add that some of these problems, like homelessness and food insecurity, are more serious than they have ever been. So, companies certainly have a role to play. Even a small donation can save someone's life. Sarah raised the relevant point that philanthropy might help businesses to attract new customers, but she didn't mention that nowadays people's purchasing decisions are mostly based on cost. Many people prefer to buy the cheapest products available, even if they are sold by unethical companies, because the economy is in such rough shape. They just can't afford to think about a business's reputation when they are shopping. So, this is the basic answer which has been given by the TOEFL candidate for the writing question. And now, again, guys, if you notice the kind of vocabulary, why am I emphasizing on that? Because it's a very major part of your writing exam. So, again, the kind of vocabulary which has been used, for example, the word unethical, reputation, okay, and then we can see the word relevant. Then if I talk about food insecurity, that is also a good phrase to be used. Small donation or charitable donations, right? So these are few words which you'll actually have to use in your answer. Let me take you through another answer as well for this particular question. While I appreciate the points mentioned by both Sarah and John, I think that companies should focus on paying their employees higher salaries. We all know that nowadays people around the world are struggling just to keep their heads above water. Everyone is also aware that inflation, a very good word to be used, is out of control. So even basic necessities are quite expensive. Remember that children from poor households don't always live up to their potential. So business executives ought to help them by paying their parents higher wages. Some people may feel that this approach doesn't address long term concerns like climate change, but I think that poverty is accelerating and could be an even bigger concern in the future. Again, a very simple and soft answer for this particular question. Everything has been merged very clearly, and you can see that how, again, the candidate has blended the answer, for him from every conversation. So guys, this was all from my side. I have shown you what is an academic discussion task, which is a new task which has been introduced in the writing exam of TOEFL paper. And I'm sure if you want more information, as I said, about this particular new thing which has been added, new task which has been added in writing TOEFL. So please look out for our videos from the past. In fact, just from previous month, in the month of August, we covered the whole TOEFL syllabus in detail. So in case you want to just visit our site, our landing page, the description link, the registration link, in fact, is given in the description below. So you might want to register with us. It is for free, absolutely, and please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also guys, as promised, as I said in the beginning of the video as well, I give you some time to ask me some questions. If you have any queries, if you have, please put it down on the comment section, and definitely I'll answer them one by one. So please put your queries and problems on the comment section, guys. Also, if you have not registered and you want to see more free such content about TOEFL exam or IELTS exam, please comment it down on the comment section, and we will definitely try to implement that in our upcoming videos in future. Any question, guys, from your side? And in case you want to ask any question, this is just a small reminder again. In case you have any question later on as well, for example, you're watching the video at night and you come up with a question, oh God, I want to ask this question to ma'am, and there is no live video going on, then don't worry about it. Do not hesitate to put it down on comment section, because we regularly answer the candidates queries. We never leave them unanswered. So please do not worry about that. And definitely all your questions will be answered. All right, so I cannot see any questions so far. So I am assuming that whatever I have taught you today, you have understood it very well. And it's a new task which has been introduced in TOEFL writing. So please revise it thoroughly, especially if you're a serious candidate for TOEFL and you want to sit for the exam very soon. So thank you so much, guys, for your time. It was lovely having all of you. And I shall see you next Monday with a fresh new topic, with a fresh new video. As I said, we will be covering up and we will be throwing some light on speaking module now next week. So just wait for the videos and please do not forget to register and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. And I shall see you soon next Monday. Bye-bye.